Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Vikingside Gamer, and today we are going to go through the top 10 features for WWE 2K19. Now I'm sure you guys are just as interested as me as to find out what's going to be going on in the next year, and we are going to be covering as much news as possible as it comes out. But for now, we're going to go through the top 10 features that should make the game this year. Road to Glory improvements. Let's be completely honest, guys. Road to Glory is a fantastic mode, but it's not without its issues. Now, every single one of us has probably played this mode if you can get online, and the fact that you have so many different types of match modes and the rewards at the end of it for the month, they're really great, but the problem is that sometimes the lag is absolutely unplayable and the game is just rendered completely useless, especially in some match types where you have things like submission, and there can be quite a lot of spamming of certain things in certain ways and certain moves in the game that just make it completely unplayable. Once one person gets on top and starts winning, it basically renders the entire match pointless, and you may as well just lay down and take the pin. There has to be some sort of improvements. There was a lot of exploits at the beginning of the game which basically allowed some moves which had been found to be unblockable to be spammed constantly over and over again. Hopefully this year we'll be able to work on this and find those moves that are easily spammable and basically should be stopped from the very beginning. More slots for Create a Superstar. Everybody loves making their superstars, and it's unreal the level of detail that we're able to go into this year. I am so impressed with everything that you can do on it, and I'm really loving the logo system, but unfortunately the level of slots that you have, not only for logos but also for created superstars, just still isn't quite enough. You will always find yourself going onto the community creations and downloading and downloading and downloading, and next thing you know, you've completely run out of these slots. What I would probably suggest is that they do actually up this so we can actually use more slots, so we can download more people, we can have more time to go through all these, and we won't run out of space and have to delete superstars that we want in the game, which is a real pity. But hopefully this year they'll also do something else. Newer superstars. It seems to me that we seem to be missing the cut-off point for some superstars making it into the game, and although this year there were massive efforts made, not to mention the fact that Elias made it into the game, Drew McIntyre very late made it into the game, and Aleister Black and Ruby Riott as well, we have had quite a good showing for new superstars that came to the WWE last year. It really made a massive improvement to the game having such newer superstars added to the roster, even if it did seem to be at the last minute. What we're really looking for is new superstars that should have been added last year in WWE 2K18 as well though, such as the missing WWE UK Championship competitors and currently the United Kingdom Champion Pete Dunne. Even though several of the moves are actually in the game, including Pete Dunne's bitter end, he unfortunately did not make the cut this year, which is a massive mistake. And as you'll know, last year I did cover the news that I'd spoken to all three members, Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate and Trent Seven. Every single one of them had said they had been scanned last year at NXT TakeOver. They'd had their signature poses done, but they didn't make it into the game, which leads me to suspect that these guys are 100% going to be in the game WWE 2K19, and if they're not, something needs to change, because that would just be bad for business. Upping the restriction on downloading community creations. As you know, I am a massive fan of the community creations. They are absolutely amazing, considering the fact that we have amazing creators like Rydy, Nico, Breaker, Diffract, and many more. And the fact that these guys put so much effort into the community creations every year, including this year, which has really opened it up with the level of tools that they've been able to get their hands on, I think it would be in our best interest as players to up the amount of community creations that we can download in 24 hours. Currently 20 isn't enough. You can fill that up very quickly if you're downloading arenas, logos, superstars, shows. It's simply too little. And us as players, we want to get our universe modes up and ready. We want to play classic matches. We want to have people like Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks and Marty Scurll in the game that they obviously just aren't going to make it into because they're not part of the WWE. This is really where we need to be picking up, because the community creations are what make the game last as long as possible, and I completely support the community creators that we have, because those guys just really enable the longevity of the game. Honestly, the game just wouldn't last as half as long as it would without them. Loot crate systems. Let's be completely honest, guys. As much as everybody thinks, oh, it'd be really cool to open a loot crate and see what kind of swag. No, nobody thinks that. Loot crates are stupid. Honest to God, there was a massive backlash against the Battlefront series for Star Wars because of the loot crate system. Now, we're lucky at the moment that you don't have to pay for the loot crates, that you just simply have to earn them. But this is likely to change with 2K in the next few games. If not, in Wwe 2K19, I urge everyone, please do not buy loot crates. If this is the case, you would need to boycott this system, because then that would just turn this into pay to win. I am not completely against loot crates if it's only a purely cosmetic item that you are getting and paying money for. But if you are going to be paying money for a loot crate where you may possibly get access to better skills, better moves, this is where we're going to start having a problem, because I am completely against that and turning it into a pay-to-win system. Don't do it, 2K. I am begging you. Do not turn this game into a pay-to-win system. We play it for fun. We like having fun. We like playing against other players when the servers aren't broken. Honestly, just don't do it. Women's Royal Rumble. Let's be completely honest, guys, the women's revolution has been in massive highs for the past year or two now, and we've had so many new types of matches that women have been able to participate in. Never mind the fact that we've had the first Hell in a Cell, the first Women's Royal Rumble, and now we're getting the first Women's Elimination Chamber, yet these matches have not made it into the game, almost as if the game deems women are not able to do these sorts of things yet, which is completely frustrating for us as players who have wanted to do these things for years. A Women's Royal Rumble is completely fine and justifiable. In the game, you should be able to do this, and just the fact that you can't, it frustrates people, it frustrates the players, and I'm sure everybody like me would love nothing more than to have a proper Women's Royal Rumble match included in the game. Stables. Now, if you're like me, you know that one of the mainstays of any wrestling promotion for years has been the stable, whether it's the Shield, the Miztourage, the Four Horsemen, the NWO. There has been many stables through the years, and it just seems to me like we're missing the mark with stables in WWE games. Currently, there is a stable system. You put guys in a stable, with the two members of the tag team being the people who are the first. Now, what I really like this year is the fact that in entrances you can change the roles, so it doesn't have to be the guy who's at the front and the member of the tag team who will do the first animation and play the leader role in the 3-man entrances. But why not having 4-man entrances as part of an entrance as well, since we have 4-man tag team matches? Why not have the ability to have something more with stables as well? I feel like we're really missing out, considering a lot of stables are larger than 4 or 5 people. Sometimes we've had 6, sometimes we've had 10. It really does depend on the size, but I think there's a lot more that we could be doing with stables in WWE 2K19. We're going to talk about that probably a little bit more in another video. Create a video cutscenes. I've got to say, I'm a massive fan of the creative video this year. The fact that we now have a free cam that we can just roam wherever we need to in the arena, the fact that we can take alphas of the wrestlers themselves and the superstars and just place them wherever we want to, wherever we need to, get those angles where it's just looking so much nicer. I seriously appreciate that 2K, and I think a lot of other people do, considering the amount of amazing universe modes there are currently on YouTube. But there's some things that we could maybe change and make a little bit better. For instance, once you've encoded the actual video that you're going to use, it looks like the quality just really dies down, which is incredibly disappointing when you are looking to get those perfect angles and get it exactly how you want it to look. So I'm really hoping that maybe we can look at getting that changed, but also the fact that the cutscenes themselves seem to be very limited this year. We don't have any backstage antics going on. We don't really have any backstage interviews going on either. It seems to me like there are a lot less cutscenes this year than they were in previous years, and this is something that I believe that maybe we need to include for this WWE 2K19 release. It would really benefit the creators out here on YouTube to get the product to the next level that it needs to be, and I am seriously hoping that you guys do this, because I've seen marked improvements in creative video already and we still have some ways to go, but I believe this would be really making it a much better product. Uploading videos. Everybody enjoys uploading their favourite created characters, their favourite logos, basically anything they can get their hands on that doesn't currently exist in the WWE. But you guys have really made it so much better and so much easier this year for us to include our favourite superstars that either didn't make it into the game or aren't currently under contract with the WWE. But there is another step that we believe that you guys could take to really take this to the next level, and that's allowing us to upload our own videos. Now, I know obviously there are probably going to be some legal ramifications for this or anything like that, but currently we are able to upload logos that belong to other people, and I think this is completely fine if we're able to upload our own videos as well for what we're going to use it for, which is our own personal entertainment. And if we own the actual videos ourselves or we're using them, it seems like this is kind of a no-brainer. The fact that you should be able to upload your own videos, your own cutscenes, your own sequences, and just being able to put them in the game themselves. For instance, for me, it would really benefit if I could get hold of the Marty Skrull entrance video, because then I could use it over the top instead of using a generic video, which, let's face it, the immersion value of that and the fact that that's how you could present it in your universe mode would really be a massive benefit to creators out there. Plus, we'd be able to get proper show intros then as well and update them ourselves if the show intros completely change throughout the year, which is something that WWE has a tendency to do. Improving MYCAREER mode. WWE 2K18's MYCAREER mode was a massive step in the right direction for the game and the franchise as a whole, but it seems to me like we're still missing a few key things. Although the storyline was good and thought out, and the fact that we had branching storylines as well with several targets and objectives, it did become a repeat fest over and over again, no matter how much you did, and the objectives became rather boring. It seemed to me like even though it had a sort of story, it was lacking a lot of depth. It wasn't so much that you were living the life of a WWE superstar, but you were more in negotiations in the back, and it was crossing the boundaries between reality and the storyline of which we see on TV, which I suppose in this era of reality, that's what we're going to be getting. You are going to be going out the back and playing politics, but at the same time, we are going to be seeing on-screen characters, and their blending of their personalities seems like we're seeing it through the eyes of somebody watching the WWE, but playing as somebody who's in the WWE as well as an on-screen character. And this is where it kind of confuses me, because although we're playing and speaking to people like Todd in the back who's telling us to go and do a promo, it feels like I'd be watching that as a person at home, seeing my character being told he should go and do a promo and cut that promo. It seems to me like almost there's a weird villain and hero vibe going on, and people doing their job as they would do on screen rather than what they would be doing as they were normal people working for the WWE. It's this weird crossover that I can't seem to get out of my head that kind of doesn't hit the right notes. And this is where I'm really looking at the longevity of the game, because it's either one or the other. I would love to play through a storyline where it is completely TV based. If that's what they want to do that. Completely TV based. I don't want to have anything to do with the politics in the back if that's going to be the storyline. All I want to do is play my character as if they would be portrayed on screen. The alternative is that we play a completely political version of the game, which involves you trying to garner favour with management, talking through matches with people out the back before you actually go and do them, making sure that you put on amazing matches, having to do the job for people without having repercussions, because that's the way your career would actually go. You'd come in and you'd be told if you're going to win and you're going to lose, but that wouldn't make the game entertaining. So I think maybe returning to the roots for WWE 2K19 and playing from a completely storyline basis where everything you do would be viewed by somebody as a viewer rather than you playing the backstage politics will probably be the best way to return to WWE 2K19's My Career mode. But let's face it, a lot of us are probably just going to return to playing Universe mode and just using our character in there instead after we've got through the My Career mode. I'm really hoping they add some longevity to it this year, because it really does need it. They were getting on the right track, they just need to improve it. And that's my top list for WWE 2K19. I hope you guys enjoyed going through this video with me. Leave a comment down below telling me what your top 10 things that you'd like changed, or what thing that you agree with me the most would be. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe for more WWE 2K19 videos and news as they come out. Catch you later, guys.